All right, everybody. I just want to review what you should be doing to put together your little paragraph, um, your thesis statement, and your paragraph for the research project. Remember, this chart right here is the focus, okay, of your argument. Basically, you are taking a position on whether robots or robotics are good or bad for people. You need to focus on one specific area of robotics. Like, for example, you might make the argument that robots are bad for people because they will endanger workers on the job, in which case you'd find two articles about how robots are being endangering people on the job. If you think the robots are good for people because they will save lives in the military during times of war, find two articles talking about how robots are going to save lives. Remember that the two articles need to work together with each other. Okay. Once you are done, okay, with that, then you're going to be working on this third research chart. And the third research chart basically asks you to imagine a counterargument. For example, if you believe that robots are good because they will make the world safer for workers, which is the argument, a counterargument might be that robots are dangerous. So you might find an article about how robots are dangerous for workers. And then you will take just two bullet point notes down here on that. They can be either quotes or paraphrases. Just remember, the only reason you're putting a counterclaim or counterargument into the paper is because you're going to disagree with it. Then the chart that you should be filling out, which is the thesis and first body paragraph organizer. Okay. What you're basically going to do is write your thesis statement. I believe that robots are good or bad. You'll pick one of these two. Write in your reasoning because they are going to help people save lives during times of war. But some people would disagree with me because, I don't know, robots, giving guns to robots is a really bad idea, and a lot of people could be killed accidentally. However, I think that they're wrong because, well, even though there is some danger in giving guns to robots, there will certainly be many more lives saved than lives lost, and the fear is really exaggerated, period. Okay? So this is going to be your thesis statement, and this is going to be it's going to come at the end of the introduction. And a thesis statement, remember, is a claim, but it's a claim that covers multiple paragraphs. Okay? So in this paragraph, what you're going to be doing is you're going to take the first part of the robot argument. That's essentially your reasoning. And you're just going to turn it into its own small claim. And the purpose of this first paragraph is simply to prove the claim. Then what you're going to do is go back to your note chart, and you're going to pull off some bullet pointed notes off the note chart, put them down here in these spots, just like we did before. This is where our objective evidence goes. They can either be paraphrases or they can be direct quotations. Make sure you include the author name in the title of the article. Then what you'll do is you will go through and you will prove, once you've got all your evidence assembled, you don't need all of this evidence. You don't need all 8 bullet points. You need at least one from each article, maybe 2 from each article, or 3. 5 or 6 would probably be excessive. It kind of depends on your topic. So then what you'll end up doing is you will write the paragraph using this evidence. Remember, when you work the research in, you need to cite the sources. So that's why I want the article title and or the author name listed below the research, so you'll have that easily to reference. And then what you're going to do is, remember, you have to put your opinion in here, your examples, your ideas, your inferences. And just like we did last time, the objective evidence is going to be black. The subjective reasoning on your part is going to be in red. And I did attach a model for you, right? If you look at this, okay, so this is what the model looks like. So I've got my research here. This is not a complete paragraph. It's only the beginning of a paragraph. You can see I wrote my little claim statement here, or my thesis. Then I took part of the thesis, robots are good for people because they'll save lives in war, right there. That comes from the thesis. And then I started working in my evidence down here. So I've got my own opinion, but then I give the citation to the author. You're going to have a works cited that you'll eventually put into it. And notice how I'm working in my own opinion. So you should have a balance of red and black type.